Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Deep True Crime. I'm Manny Rodriguez. In today's episode, we're covering the Sarah Boone Suitcase murder. This Orlando, Florida woman put her boyfriend in a suitcase, zipped him up, recorded his cries for help, and left him inside until he died. Sarah Boone is now being charged with second-degree murder in the death of George Torres Jr. Rest in peace, George Torres. Sarah Boone called 911 on February 24th, 2020 and reported that she put her boyfriend in a suitcase as a way of playing that thing called hide and seek.
Is this a police or medical?
My boyfriend is dead.
All right, great. Now tell me exactly what happened there.
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in a case and we were playing, and like kind of hide and seek kind of thing. So I fell asleep, and I woke up, and he was dead in the suitcase. So I don't know what happened. Yes, like he has like blood coming out of his mouth, and I don't know if like he had like an aneurysm or what happened.
So she says, my boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in the suitcase when we were playing. The hide and seek kind of thing. So she self-admitted that she put him in the suitcase. What does that exactly mean? I'm not guessing that she actually picked him up. She might have made him go in the suitcase, as we'll find out a little more later. But she admits, I put him in the suitcase when we were playing. And of course, the police want to talk to her. They want to know exactly what happened. Now, watch her behavior. Again, she just found that her boyfriend is dead. She found him unresponsive when she pulls him out of the suitcase. Watch her, how she's reacting here after finding out her loved one, someone she's supposed to love and care for and always looked out for and did everything for. She just doesn't seem very worried just yet.
You live here? Yes. Okay, I'll talk to you. We gotta get some information from the
I
fire
know.
department.
The property manager. I don't know if I should go tell him really quick or just so he knows what's going on.
Where is he at?
And he walked that way.
Oh, don't worry about that. We'll take it.
Again, she just saw that her property manager goes by. She's wondering like, hey, maybe we should go tell the property manager what's going on. See how her mind is thinking at this moment? To me, I find that a little odd.
What's going on? I just got here, so fill me in.
No problem. Like, he and I were putting a puzzle together. We've been doing some artwork together.
You are putting a puzzle together?
Yes, we have a puzzle that we started in there.
Okay.
We've been doing art, trying to take the stuff off the wall to make new art put up there, like having a good time with one another. But we're drinking. We had a bottle of wine last night.
Okay. Fine.
So then it's like, we decided to play hide and seek, right?
Okay.
So he gets in the suitcase. Okay.
Who is this guy?
That's my ex-husband, my former husband.
How did he live here with you guys?
No, I called him over here.
Okay, okay.
I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do.
I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. Emergency situation, death involved, you call 911. I didn't know what to do. I find that interesting as well.
I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
When did you do CPR?
This morning, when I found him.
Before you called?
Yes!
It's 1 o'clock right now.
I tried. I was awake, but I actually got out of the bed at like 12:30ish, whatever. So
Again, look how she is responding. Look at how it's almost like she's trying to be super convincing. Like almost she's acting. I almost feel like she's acting, bringing as much energy and conviction into it. I'm just not sold on a lot of this.
I came downstairs, and I was like, oh, he's in the suitcase still. And that's when I found him, and I took him out, and I tried doing CPR, and then I called him, and then I called you guys.
Did he get here before the fire department got here?
Who?
Your husband? Or
Yes.
your ex-husband?
Yes.
Okay. Where does he live at?
Right down the street.
Okay. So you were playing, and who zipped him up?
I did, but then I fell asleep.
Okay, okay. You're okay. I wasn't here. I'm just trying to figure out what
I
happened.
fell asleep, so I don't know if he suffocated or like had an aneurysm or a heart attack or
What
what.
kind of medical conditions does he have?
None that I know of.
Nothing that you know of.
None
You
that I
didn't take
know
any
of.
medicine
No,
last night?
no.
No medicine?
All we had was a bottle of wine. Literally, just a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Doing puzzle artwork. Then we decided to play hide and seek.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that happened.
Okay, okay.
So I don't know if he had a heart attack or what in there. Like, I don't know. what happened.
This is probably a lot for you to deal with, right? Sit.
Maybe
I don't.
water. Just water.
I can get you some water, okay? Just I want you not on your feet because I don't want you passing out on me.
I need water.
Now, you're about to hear from the ex-husband on his account. And from what I can tell, he's as innocent can be through this, so no big deal there.
Okay, so you don't live here in this house?
No. I live down in Lake Renata Cove down there.
Lake Renata Cove, okay.
Yeah.
So kind of tell me how you came here today, or you've been calling this your ex-wife or current wife?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Ex-wife. We've
Okay.
been divorced about a year and a half. About 11:30 is when I started calling to find out, because this is supposed to be her day.
Give me
her child.
1764, please.
Okay.
She's generally not very good about always doing it. She tends to drink.
They called back and said she was still there, or she came back.
So I was calling to find out if she was going to be getting him or not today.
From school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I started calling like 11:30, called every half hour or so, and then finally got a hold of her at...
Now, right there, the ex-husband says that he's calling her early, make sure she's going to pick up the kids because she's basically not always reliable. Later on in her interrogation with the police, she talks about how like she's super mom and does everything. It's all about the kids. And here he is kind of putting a little question into her motherhood. I find that very interesting, and we'll cover that later as well. But I do find that part of the interrogation when they're interrogating the ex-husband. I find that part pretty interesting.
Finally got a hold of her at 12:49, which is when she told me what was going on and if I'd come over here. So I came over.
She called at 12:45.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 12:49.
12:49.
Got over here, told her she needed to call 911, get somebody over here, and then basically she said she needed to go outside, have a drink and a cigarette. I walked back out the house because I didn't really want to
Who
be
called?
in there.
Did you call or did she call?
Well, I called. She called me back when I was on my way to make sure I was coming over.
Okay, so she called, you get over here.
Well, I called her first.
Okay.
Trying to find out if she's going to be at Lucas. That's when she told me everything was going on. I got my stuff together, put the puppy up in this crate. When I was starting to drive over here is when she called me to make sure I was coming, and then I got over here right after
Did you
that.
go inside and see, and then?
I walked inside the front. I didn't leave the little front tile area.
Come on, step this way.
I saw legs. I just didn't really want to be in there around it, so I told her.
Well, just for the sake of the crime scene, I want to know if I were to find your footprint, it would be because you went this far into the house. So did you actually make entry past the threshold?
I don't think I ever made it to the carpet. I think it was just in that. I've been over here before.
Right,
so,
right. Yeah.
But no, I don't think I stepped past that tile area.
Okay.
So, remind you, he gets there, he sees the legs sticking out, and she still hasn't called 911. She still hasn't called 911 yet. And this is about 12:49. He's been trying to call her all morning. He finally gets a hold of her. She calls him again shortly after saying, are you almost here? Are you on your way?
So, you've had a second to kind of collect yourself. Tell it to me again. You guys were playing last night, drinking a bottle of wine.
Putting puzzles together, doing artwork.
Doing puzzles, artwork. Okay.
Had a bottle of wine and then decided to play hide and seek. So
What time was that? Do you remember?
I mean, I know that I was in bed probably by like what, 12:30.
Okay.
Well, I went upstairs at least, and I fell asleep, forgetting that he was in the
suitcase.
suitcase.
You guys were playing the hide and go seek.
Yeah.
And at some point, you put him in the suitcase?
No, he got in the suitcase. So he thought it would be funny to be put in the suitcase. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to joke with you, and I'll zip you up and make him, squirm a little bit, whatever it is. But then I fell asleep.
Notice she said no, he got in the suitcase, which I'm alleging that he got in there by himself. But earlier, she definitely called 911 and said, I put him in the suitcase. She said, I put him in the suitcase when we were playing. So it's almost like she's changing her story already a little bit.
I fell asleep.
Where was the suitcase?
Right where it is.
Right down there?
Yes.
You zipped him in there?
Yes.
Thought he would be funny, a little
joke. It was. We both were laughing about it. And then I fell asleep.
Where did you fall asleep at?
Upstairs.
In your bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
totally forgetting that he was in the suitcase still.
Okay. And then you came back downstairs.
This morning? Or this afternoon, yes, when I got up.
What time?
12:30-ish. I was awake, but I totally forgot that he was in the suitcase. I just totally forgot.
So you began to do CPR on him?
Yes, yes.
About what time this morning did you start doing that CPR?
No, it was the afternoon. It was afternoon because I was awake. But then I finally decided to come downstairs at like 12:30-ish, whatever it is. And I was like, I forgot he was in the suitcase. And he wasn't moving. Nothing was happening. So I unzipped it, took him out and started doing CPR on him. Mm-hmm. He was on his way over here. I called you when he got here.
Once he got here, you called us?
Yes.
Okay.
And air was coming out, and he was gurgling, but I could just tell by looking at him.
But you knew how to do CPR? You were doing that on your own?
Yes.
So remember I said the detectives were going to come out and talk to you and go from there? You know what I'm saying? They're here. They're going to ask you a few questions and then go from there, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right, sir. My name's Chelsea. My partner, Scott.
Decided to play good like that. We were putting puzzles together, an artwork puzzle that we finished in there, and the artwork, and then decided to play hide.
Okay.
So decided to get okay. So I thought it would be funny, and he was laughing about it too. To dip him up in there. I go upstairs and fell asleep. So this morning this afternoon when I actually got up out of the bed, I thought for sure he was downstairs on the laptop because he was being really quiet. But then I came downstairs and I'm like, where is he? Like. And then that's when I found him.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Okay. And then you weren't sure about if you woke up this morning?
It was afternoon. I mean, I was awake.
Or this afternoon?
But I just didn't want to come downstairs. So I just laid in the bed for a little while. And then I eventually came downstairs and was confused about where he was. And then I was like, oh my God, he's in the suitcase still. So I pulled him out and I stretched him out and I started to try to do CPR on him. Okay. I called you guys. Well, I called Brian.
Okay.
And then as soon as he got here, which is 30 seconds down the road, I called you guys.
Okay.
And the person on the phone had me do the compressions continually still and count with him until you guys showed up.
Okay.
Okay, I guess normal drinking is, like, we will have, like, a glass of wine or two, like, while we're cooking dinner.
Sure.
Over here, and we'll play a board game with him.
But what position was he in when he went in? Was he sitting on his rear end and his head up and he just kind of bent over?
Okay, so, like, this is the suitcase. Like, this was his head, and then his knees right here, and his feet were down.
So he was laying on his side?
Yes. Yes.
You just closed the flap and zipped it around him?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe we were playing.
Understandably, okay.
His family have never liked me. I'm the blue-eyed white devil, is what they call me. So they've never liked me. They've never taken me in. They've never accepted me. I'll put it that way.
Have you called any of them?
We talked to his daughters yesterday.
No, I mean, like, about this. Does
No.
anyone know? Okay.
That's
so no one's going to know until we will be making that notification. So
they're going to kill me.
Okay, well.
Do they live local?
Yes. They're down the road. They're going to kill me. His kids are going to kill me in Philadelphia. They're going to kill me. This was not intentional.
Okay.
And they're not going to understand that. They're not going to accept it.
We're going to do a thorough investigation and we will definitely make sure that you don't feel scared when we leave here, okay?
And
when
my
we leave.
9-year-old.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go inside if that's okay.
Yes, please, but can you guys post it
Of course.
so I know what's going on?
Yes, ma'am.
And okay, but will you guys tell me, like, so you're telling me, like, you won't call whoever it is without, right?
No.
I mean, I have all their phone numbers.
We're not calling, we're not making phone calls. We're actually going to speak to them in person.
They're going to kill me.
Okay.
Just stay seated, okay, Sarah? I know you're panicking, okay? Just relax. We'll come and talk to you. We'll keep checking on you.
She wants to say something. She wants to talk. Come on.
Well, we're
You don't
here,
know
so
anything, though, like, why or how?
So we will not know the answer to that because we're not doctors. So what's going to happen is he's going to go to the medical examiner's office and he'll have what's called an autopsy.
Yeah.
That'll be first thing tomorrow morning. I'll know a lot, hopefully a lot more tomorrow morning as far as him. But I cannot, there's no way I could say how, why.
So just by looking at him, like, why is he purple?
Oh, that's normal when someone passes away. Lividity.
Once the heart stops beating, the blood starts to settle to the lowest points of the body. And then it just comes very lessened. Like she just called us publicly. It happens every day.
I'm, like, really scared. I would know that.
You have all these deputies here, so while we're here, nothing's going to happen to you. Before we go and make any notification, you'll have plenty of time to leave or do whatever you need to do, okay? And we can talk about that more later. But, yeah, it's not going to be a surprise.
Real quick, and then,
But, like, I don't, like, this was totally, like, not intentional. Like, that's what I'm scared. scared about too, like, hey.
We'll have all the answers. We'll have a lot more answers tomorrow after medical examiner looks at him. Like she said, what you're seeing here is common. This is us coming out to the scene. Yeah. His age, no real medical history that we know of. For him to have passed away, we come out and we do an investigation. Yeah. We come out and do an investigation. Medical examiner's office, we sending people out. This is what we do. If he was 75 years old and had a history of heart condition, we wouldn't be here.
I just don't know what I don't know what it is.
Exactly. And that's what we're here to find out. We're just here to get the answers. The answers that you want, the answers that his family's going to want.
I just really want to see my son. Like, I really need to see my son. I mean, I know I can't go anywhere, but... Right. So, do I just, like, sit out here and wait for you guys?
If you would, yes. Please.
Is anybody else having to show up, or everybody's here that needs to be here?
My team's here that needs to be here. The medical examiners will show up when we call them, but we're not ready for them. So they're going to take him, they're going to take some photos, take him, but that's towards the end of it. And they'll be called well in advance when we're ready for them, but we're not ready for them at this, and we won't be calling them quite yet. Okay? So like I said, I got to go do some paperwork. They're going to chat with some people, and then we're going to come back and talk to you if you're okay with that.
Yes, please.
So just give us a little bit more time. Like I said, I need to go and do that, and he's going to go do what he needs to do.
But do you guys tell his family, like, today or after tomorrow?
We have to. It's the
law. We have to contact.
Once our investigation is pretty much complete here, once we leave here, we will be going.
But again, you'll know. I'm not going to go and do it without you knowing. You'll know. We'll talk to you prior to.
But how, I mean, I understand what you guys and how you do it, you know, so, but, like, what do you just tell him? What do you tell his parents? Like, what's the reason?
He passed away.
We tell them what we know at that point. We tell them the truth.
And that we're going to be waiting for the autopsy results, and I will be at the autopsy in the morning, and hopefully the doctor will be able to give me some of what they think and see.
We'll give them their number. They can contact them and get it from them.
But yeah, they're gonna know what we're here, what we're investigating, and that
they're gonna think I killed him. They always have said that. They've always have said that.
What have they
said? I told you it's because I'm the blue-eyed white dragon. That's what they call me, because they don't want him with me. So he's basically just not really been around his family because he chooses me over them. Even after I've encouraged him numerous times to go over there and see his family. Both my parents are deceased, my grandparents are deceased, and my aunt and uncle are deceased. I got nobody. I have a brother that's in the Marines, and I've got another one that's in jail.
Unless the brother that's Marines, is he local?
No. Well, he's in Altamont, but I think he's doing whatever Marine thing he's doing. But the only way...
Your phone's inside, correct?
Yes.
Does he have a phone?
No.
He doesn't have a phone?
He used my phone.
He uses your phone?
Yeah, we did it together. So, the only place I could go is over to Brian's house. So, I don't think he'll have a problem with it. Okay. So...
You can see her personality through this. I want to know what's going on. Can you let me know? And then it's almost like she's already trying to say, I'm scared for my life. His family's going to kill me. They hate me. First, she said they call me the white blue-eyed devil. And then she says blue-eyed white dragon. So is it blue-eyed white devil or blue-eyed white dragon? But she's making it very clear they do not like her. She messed up. No doubt she messed up. And I truly believe she is going to be convicted of this in some way, whether she takes a plea deal or even if it goes to court, because a plea deal will get her to admit to something, but there's a lot more to this story. The investigators want her to come down. Remember when at the end of this video, they say we will know more tomorrow after the coroner shares a little bit. And so the detectives, they sit down with Sarah. I'm gonna share some of the interrogation as we break some of this down. Is she caught in a lie? Is she getting defensive? Is it so obvious? Where are we at with this? They bring her in for an interview and they want to follow up because they're finding some holes in her story.
Yes, ma'am. I want to ask you.
Sure.
Did you see what just happened there? Sarah Boone already pulls out something. Look at that again. She sits down.
Appreciate you coming
goes in her bag.
Yes, ma'am. I want to ask you.
She says, I want to ask you about these whenever you have a moment. She already has that on her mind, like, okay, I got a whole list of things that I need to ask about, and we'll get into that as well. But see her focus. In her mind, she did nothing wrong, unless she meant to kill him.
So obviously he received his autopsy. So this morning we went to his autopsy, and we were informed of some injuries that he had by the doctor. So so he's got scratch marks to his back.
I know what that is.
Okay. And it's called a contusion, do you know? So like basically you're getting hit, you get a mark from it, you'll get bruising. Someone hit you or something like that. It's called a contusion. So he had some injuries to his left shoulder. He had a cut near his like lip. We could see his mouth was a little
I haven't laid a hand on him.
Okay.
Also too, he fell off my son's bike, so I don't know. And he's notorious for running into the wall or the hall tree. So
what about the scratches? Because there's also Because there's also like a scratch on like the back of his neck, like kind of like going, but it's like going straight across.
No idea.
And they're all recent. Like they occurred recently. It wasn't something that occurred post or that occurred.
So with all of this is really bad for her, okay? Because nowhere yesterday, the day before this interview, did she talk about a fight with him? Did she talk about scratching him? Did she talk about anything that could possibly cause a contusion? That already doesn't look too great for her, but it doesn't mean that she intentionally killed him.
2 days ago, 3 days ago, they definitely occurred, the night leading up. So when he was...
In all honesty, we have not gotten into it.
Okay.
That's why, like, the only thing I thought you guys were going to ask me about, which I was going to be honest with you anyway, are the scratch marks on his back.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, I have no idea what it is. No idea what it is. Nonetheless, I've had my son over the house, too, so...
Well, your son was there when? When was he last there?
Last
my
week?
Understanding he was there, like, last Tuesday?
I don't know if it was Tuesday, but yes, he was there last week, so...
Well, we're talking about Sunday. We're just talking about what occurred Sunday. Because like I said, the injuries they occurred within that time period.
So you're talking about day before yesterday?
Sunday leading into Monday. You called us yesterday at 1, but the incident, you guys were painting and stuff the night prior.
Correct.
So we're talking about Sunday and then into Monday.
Thoroughly confused because we had a good time sitting on the back porch having wine and smoking a couple of cigarettes, and then decided to go inside and literally paint puzzles and play and listen to music. That's why nobody got out of sorts. This is what's mind-blowing to me. Like, I have no clue. Nobody laid a hand on anybody.
He also had like on the left side of his forehead, he had basically bruising, and on like his head, skull.
I have no idea.
As if something hit him.
I
considered
have not
force
touched him.
trauma.
I have not touched him. I have not touched him.
How would you get?
Tell me and we'll both know. I have not touched him. I have no idea. We had a good day. It was a good day. We've had good days lately. Even considering everything that's going on with our jobs and life in general and ex-wives and everything. It's been good. Like, I don't even know where this is coming from.
Yeah, I don't even know. Last physical was probably, you said, I think, a month ago? Where you got the injury, right? You said that was a month ago?
I'll say a few weeks, give or take, yeah.
A few weeks. That was the last, physical altercation between the two of you? A month ago he hit you with a curtain rod.
Yeah, with a curtain rod. That's why I can't believe you guys didn't take that either. We've been good. I don't know if, since the last time he got out of jail, we've been good, and he's been having his classes and seeing his probation officer, who's amazing. So...
What do you mean by good? What's your definition?
The probation officer?
No, you said you guys have been good. What's your definition?
I've been good. I don't think you all understand. He comes at me all the time. He comes at me. So it's either I flee or try to go upstairs and go to sleep. That's usually what it is.
Right, but you're saying that you guys have been good, and when I asked you yesterday, the last incident that you could remember was the curtain rod incident, which you said was a month ago, so...
Give or take.
Right. So what do you mean by he comes after you?
He gets belligerently drunk. I don't know if you all have looked through my phone yet and seen any of the pictures and the videos that I have taken. And at one point, I started documenting everything.
Okay.
So you all will see in my pictures, bloody fingers, split forehead, he split my nose.
Very interesting, because this would bite her anyway. Very interesting that she says, I don't know if you guys have gone through my phone yet and looked at all the pictures and the videos, basically like she has nothing to hide. And 2 of these videos, either she completely forgot about them or she deleted them and didn't think they would see them.
I've got this.
Right.
I don't know if Brian told you about it, where I had to have almost I had one really bad surgery, but then it got really, 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 really bad, where I had to go like 4 or 5 more times afterwards for them to tend, from him poking me in the back of the leg.
Right.
The next thing I know, he's drinking. So it's like, oh man, I know where this is going to go, so I'm going to go upstairs and read a book, or I'm going to go for a bike ride, or I'm going to do something else. Where I don't want to drink. I don't want to drink. The occasional wine, whatever, or if it's a weekend, that's when you have a good time. You don't have to wake up the next day. I have to wake up the next day and do things. I have to tend to Lucas. I have to take him to school. I have all this stuff to do. He doesn't know how to, I guess, maintain himself, where I can do 50 things at once and still know the 50 things more prior that I need to get done. He can't process like that. He didn't process like that. So he would literally, not literally, but have smoke coming out of his ears.
You know, and during the interview, after she is making herself sound like a hero, sounding like she's God's gift to this guy, and how she does everything under the sun for him, the detective confronts her about some of what she shared yesterday not kind of matching up to what she's sharing now. Listen up.
Well, yesterday it made it sound like you guys were just drinking like a glass or two. Like, yeah, you obviously had the bottle, but you told me on recording like that you were not drunk, he was not drunk, you guys were having a good time.
I can't get drunk. Number one, I do not want drunk. I don't like being non-complimentary, having my wits about myself. I don't like feeling out of control. So
I'm just saying you're making it sound like he's a raging alcoholic today, and yesterday I was kind of asking you those questions and you're like a little defensive, like, no, we're not alcoholics.
I'm not.
We are not, you know, but you guys were both sober on Sunday, to your knowledge, because when I said you went and passed out, you were like, no, I didn't pass out, I just fell asleep. So now it's kind of like, what is it? Were you guys drinking and it got out of hand and it got physical?
No.
Or is it...
Sunday was one of the better days that we have had in quite some time. He's dancing with my dog. You can see that too on the pictures, him loving the dog. He loves the dog and dancing around, having a good time, and just being happy kind of thing. He doesn't know, I can get like maybe 2-3 glasses of wine and I'll be fine. But I have to have my wits about myself because I don't know what to expect.
Now remember, she said that she doesn't, number one, she doesn't like to get drunk. She says that she always likes to have her wits about her. The day before this interview, when she's talking to police out in front of her home after this happened, she did say they had a bottle of wine. Now she's trying to make it sound like he's the raging alcoholic. He's the one with all the problems. So I find that contradictory as well. You know, and during this interview, she's saying that I'm laughing, he's laughing, this is no big deal. He didn't seem worried about being in the suitcase. We're just having a good time and laughing about it. Remember that, because that is a key part. And now detective is going to ask her if she remembers doing any type of videos or any type of photos on your phone that Sunday. Now remind you, Sunday is the day they're having this great day, playing hide and seek, having fun, doing puzzles, doing artwork. Monday is when she calls the cops. This interview is on Tuesday, to kind of give you a quick 3-day timeline as to when this all occurred. And so detective asks her,
okay, so do you remember making any videos or maybe having any photos, videos that you remember doing on your phone on Sunday? No.
I think I took a picture of a dog.
To your recollection, no videos on Sunday?
That I'm aware of.
Okay.
I mean, I maybe took a picture of them, the two of Tess and
the dog,
and George, and them dancing, but...
There's a reason they are confronting her with this question. It's a big question. You either did it or you did not do it. I find it very interesting how she responds. Listen up.
Okay. So I have something that I want to show you that we found, and it was from your phone. You see it?
Can you move in?
No, I don't remember that.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me.
Your battery's about to die.
Shut it down.
So they're showing her this video.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me.
It is so hard to hear that. And so you can hear the poor guy saying, Sarah, calling her name as she is just, she's not caring.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
That's my name. Don't wear it out. This guy is suffering. This is so heartbreaking.
Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
That's on you.
Sarah, I can't breathe.
It's on you.
Sarah.
He says, Sarah, I can't breathe. He is running out of breath. He cannot breathe, and she's laughing. I don't care what her defense is. She's responsible for this 100%. Hear her words slurring? For someone who doesn't like to get drunk, her words are slurring pretty bad. Sarah Boone, you are responsible for this in my eyes.
Oh.
And so that's the video that they were trying to show her here.
I mean, I've always been a straight-A student. I am an outstanding mother to my son. I excel at everything. I would not do that.
She excels at everything. She's an outstanding mother to her son, which again, his dad had to blow up her phone like, hey, can I depend on you to get him today? That doesn't sound like the outstanding mom that she's alleging to be.
Well, I didn't completely lock it. I mean, I opened it with one finger. I left enough in there for him to get out. I mean, I've always been a straight-A student. I am an outstanding mother to my son. I excel at everything. I would not do that.
Her defense is, I've always been a straight-A student. I am an outstanding mother to my son. I excel at everything. I would not do that. Now remember, she's acting like, I don't know what video you guys are trying to show me here. Your battery just died on your laptop. The investigator goes to get her charger and they're ready to play this back up for her. No, and now the detective is back.
Are scaring me.
Well, we just want you to watch this. This came from your phone. Don't you want to know what's on it?
Yes, please.
She says you guys are scaring me, basically, with what they're trying to show her. And the detective says, sorry, we just want you to watch this. This came from your phone. Don't you want to know what's on it? She says yes. And so they're going to try to show her again. She's not supposed to know what this video is.
Is it long? Because I don't know how much I can take. No. I don't know how much I can take.
She's saying, I don't know how much I can take. It's probably because she has an idea of what they're about to show her. Because she did hear a little of what he was saying in the suitcase. And so she already has an idea what this video is. So she's already panicking.
Do I have to watch this? I continuously throw up. I don't sleep. I don't want to see it, if that's okay.
She knows what this video is. She says, I already can't sleep. I continuously throw up. I don't want to see it if that's okay. So she knows what this video is that they're about to show her.
And you can either explain it or we take it for what it is.
We're just trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what's going on. That's it.
It's that long?
2 minutes.
No.
For everything you've done. For everything you've done.
And she already hears. She is saying, for everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me. Like this is a revenge thing.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me. Fuck you.
And fuck you. That's you, Sarah. Your voice.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it out. Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me.
Sarah.
I don't want to watch it, please.
Last time we talked to you, you had said that you put him in the suitcase, he had 2 fingers hanging out. And you
I flipped him over. I flipped him over, and that's where it was.
I mean, there's 2 different videos and a still picture where, yeah, it shows you flipping him in different positions and him saying that he can't breathe and you saying fuck you.
So this is upside down. So in order for him to have gotten into it,
it was flipped up.
Right. It was flipped up normal.
See, they're saying right now, this is upside down.
So in order for him to have gotten into it,
it was flipped up.
Right. It was flipped up normal.
Yes.
Like as if you're packing something. So this is upside down.
Guys, this is killing me right now.
So this image is upside down. And then this small video that occurred 11 minutes later, it's flipped over the other way, closer to your dining room table. Now he's obviously still in there. So he didn't, how did it go from the back to the front?
I flipped it.
Okay.
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep.
No, you told me you went upstairs because you were
Stop
getting
here.
ready for bed.
Stopped here.
Okay, but
Where's here?
show me where you can see any fingers coming out, because there's the end.
And his head's right here.
Mm-hmm.
So going like this, rather than going all the way up, it's like this.
But why is he saying I can't breathe, and why is he pushing on it as if he can't get out?
And it doesn't show a hole.
There's no hole. There's no fingers. I don't see his fingers. There's no hole.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't know, like, what you want me to tell you.
This is damning evidence to her because they're pointing out how she left him in there while he's begging. She's just saying, F you. This is what it feels like when you're choking me. The autopsy, which helps cast a lot of doubt on her, it revealed that George had sustained a busted lip, long fingernail scratches to his back and neck, and bruising to his skull, shoulder, and forehead. And so when she was confronted with this footage, she said she didn't remember the recording. She didn't remember recording them, but she admitted they looked bad. And so she said she didn't know why she went to sleep without letting Torres go. And some of this contradiction is where she did say in her original story that she first said she hadn't been drunk. Then later she said, well, you know, maybe alcohol is to blame for this incident. Again, she said she wasn't drunk.
He's begging for you to let him out. You're laughing in the beginning, and then in the end it sounds kind of like a...
No, it's not malicious.
Well, saying fuck you.
It's not malicious.
Then what is that?
What does fuck you mean to you?
Well...
Like if I were to tell my
like
partner...
he does. Like, I get called everything but a white woman, so...
Okay.
My intention was not to leave him in there. Please understand that. My intention was not to leave him in there.
But you went upstairs thinking that he could get himself out, but the video shows
That's
at
what I
no
told
point
you.
can I see his fingers. And
He'll be up here any minute.
And then 30 minutes later, he didn't show.
And he's telling you
And I
he
didn't
can't
wake
breathe.
up.
Do you think
not
he's
able to get
joking? You told me he was laughing, and
We were before.
the video, there's no
When we
laughing.
first got in there, both of us were.
So how long was he in there for? Like, this video is at 11:12 when it starts, so was he in there for like a long time prior to recording this?
No.
So it goes from funny to no longer funny,
But
you're the only one laughing.
But I didn't think that he was, like, panicky. Like,
So pushing up on a suitcase saying, Sarah, 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 I can't breathe.
George has done that in the past before, too, where it's just like he thinks that he's woe is me kind of thing, where it's like,
he's never been locked in a suitcase. That's where he couldn't get out. So
it's kind of... I thought it was the boy crying wolf kind of thing.
Okay.
And again, my plan...
But nowhere in there is he laughing, is he joking. He is begging. And you're the only one laughing.
Okay.
And you're the only one saying derogatory comments, like you're mad.
No. Please don't... I don't mean to sound negative, and I don't know if I can say this, but... like, it's like you guys are kind of trying to, like, feed me. Like,
no, I'm just trying to show you a video that you no longer want to watch because you probably don't want to know the outcome of how and what you said.
Well, I know what...
You know what's on that video now?
No.
You remember making that video?
No.
Why don't you remember making the video?
Probably because we had been drinking.
But you weren't drunk.
No, just because I went upstairs and... Just because you're drunk doesn't mean that you...
You told us times that you were not drunk. You said that you had your wits about you. You said he had his wits about you.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you don't like not having your wit. In my experience, if somebody cannot remember doing something to the extent of making 2 videos and taking a photo, they are intoxicated.
Okay, I understand where you all are coming.
Well, we're just trying to make sense of it. We're trying to figure out what you're saying.
We're trying to figure out this video.
You explain it to us. We're listening.
I just did. Like, we were playing, and then, like, I thought it was... My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep. My plan was not to... He'll be up here any minute.
But you willingly went upstairs, and no one forced you to go upstairs and get
My
ready
plan
for
wasn't
bed.
also to leave him in the suitcase, because I went upstairs, and then I fell asleep.
But why didn't you consciously think, he's asking to come out, he can't
I didn't do it
breathe.
intentionally.
What do you think is going to happen if you leave somebody in? If I can find something.
Well, I thought by not giving it up all the way, it would be okay. My plan was not to leave him in the suitcase.
What was your plan?
Waiting for him to come upstairs.
And then when he did it?
I fell asleep.
You said you were up there 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, somebody not coming up.
Knowing that the last time you saw him was in the suitcase, 30 minutes later, you're like, maybe I should go check on him? Maybe I shouldn't?
No.
That didn't cross your mind because it didn't happen.
That's like an assumption. Like, that's what you all are thinking.
We're asking.
It's the whole...
You tell us.
It's the drinking. That's what it is. It's the drinking. I thought it was, like, I thought he was okay. Like, I didn't... He's
telling you he's not. He's telling you, Sarah, I can't breathe. He's saying your name, and you're like, that's my name, don't wear it out.
Guys, that's how we are with each other. Like, nobody understands our relationship. The whole suitcase thing never happened before.
There you have some of the interrogation and what she's faced with when it comes to these second-degree murder charges. I personally think that by the video she did herself, she's guilty of something here. She's guilty. She is the reason this guy is dead. She admits that she put him in the suitcase. She admits that she doesn't let him out when he's begging, when he cannot breathe. He's telling her, he says, I cannot effing breathe. And so after all this suffering that she put him through, she's now sitting in jail without any bond. She has been arrested and she is awaiting her trial, which has now been rescheduled till November. And she had her court appearance. She's pleading not guilty. Definitely does not look good for her. Having 2 videos, looks like she's trying to punish him because she says, basically paraphrasing, this is what it feels like, you're choking me and cheating on me. And it sounds like the cheating she's referring to was on his phone, maybe looking at something he's not supposed to be looking at, texting people. I don't really know what type, because again, Jorge says, I can't effing breathe. Seriously. And Sarah replies, yeah, that's what you do when you choke me. And she says again, that's on you. Oh, that's what I feel like when you cheat on me. You should probably shut the F up. That's what she says to him in the video that she recorded. Doesn't look good. Does not look good. My friends, I'm Manny Rodriguez. We will definitely continue the coverage on this Sarah Boone Suitcase murder. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments. This is as crazy as it gets. And looking at her personality, I feel like she's been an actress all along, playing the angry role. How dare you even look at me like I did this on purpose? Well, video says you did. So that is what we have for you today. I'm Manny Rodriguez. Thank you for joining me and be safe out there, my friends. Peace.